And happy 2019 season. Welcome back to the William J. Clark channel. My name is William Clark, and we are headed off to another location that I've been kind of prospecting. A couple things I want to kind of talk about. We had a rough 2018 season, and didn't get no better for us here in the north. We ended up with a very hard freeze. And I can tell you, in my lifetime, I have never seen it so cold as it was this year. It got close to almost over, I think it said minus 50, minus 60 degrees. That's, yeah, well beyond Arctic temperatures. I got to see in a fully insulated wall, with the best insulation I could physically buy, I got to see 4.5 feet of frost. That's how much frost was on the wall. Not deep, I'm talking high. So that was pretty extreme. So what did that do for us, per se, the mining season? Well, it did a few things. A couple big points would be, now where I'm headed to, there's always a chance with the sandstone structures, as you see here. These structures are all known to be very porous, and when you get the rain, the snow, the ice in them, what does it do in hard freezing temperatures? It expands. And expands quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and grab some material, and we're going to go through some basics of panning once again. And we're going to do this kind of like how you would at home if you're just starting out and you don't want to spend a lot of money. And I've always suggested that to all of you guys out there. Never ever spend too much money at doing this work. So bear with me, and I'll be right back with you. So we're almost to the location that I will be featuring the remainder of this video. I just had to stop and have a gander at where my honey hole is, and everyone who's ever watched any of my videos knows about my honey hole. Well, I'm standing right below it, and as we can tell, she definitely got deep. She got deep, and it looks like to me as though it may have got way high. So there's the water line. You can see it. It's all dark. Quite intense, if I must say so. Very intense. So definitely gonna be interesting this 2019 season to see what's below in here. So I'm gonna go ahead, repause the video, and get to our location so we can start our lesson. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. Alright, now we're back on location. Not the location I wanted to be in, but it'll work for this video. So please pay attention to the video. If you need to stop it and rewind it to listen to the lecture, please do so. So we're on an area of the Wisconsin River, and as you can tell, it got pretty high, and I'm probably almost guessing now, looking around here at my surroundings. Yeah, I'm thinking where that red spot is, just right about in there. And you can see it here. That's how high it got in this section. So I'm, I believe, like 5'6". So 5'6", 5'8". And yeah, I'd be floating for sure today. So a couple things I want to do today is introduce you to some simple tools that you can use when you first start out, because this will help you in the long run to see if whether you want to continue on working this Or maybe you want to go into something else different. So let's go ahead and go into the tools. So here are our basic tools that I use, that you can use as you go through your beginnings. Now the first thing I want to point out, the bottle that you see there is something that maybe your wife, your girlfriend, maybe your ma, somebody out there has ever had their hair dyed. They're going to use one of these for the bleaching or peroxide step, I believe it is. Don't ask me, I've never dyed my hair. So that's what we're going to use today. And this is what we're going to use as a snuffer bottle. We're going to go ahead and wash our pan out. Well, what are we using for a pan? What I got here is a simple, basically a pie tin. It's made out of aluminum. I didn't polish it. You don't ever want to do that. If the rougher the better it is. And it's a good thing it's a gray day today. Not a lot of sun, because this gets a little weird when it comes down to using aluminum. You'll see that here in a bit. Next to it, one of the most important parts about this is your collection bucket. It can be anything from an ice cream pail to a cat litter pail. Something that is going to help you save your materials at the end of your collection. Next to it, this I know is a little weird, but it's on the fly that I picked this up. It's basically something to scrape the surface. You can go ahead and get a garden shovel. It's one of those tiny little shovels, or a kid's shovel, what may ya. And next to it is a knife. And I don't want you using like your best knife you got in your collection. Something that you know you want to beat up. So there's my beat up knife that I'm going to use today. And what this is, between the two of them, what you're going to be able to do is crevice and collect the sands and the particles that are a part of the sands that you see around here. So another thing I want to show you, just to be on the safe side, because I'm not sure if you're new to my channel, which I thank you for visiting today. Identification. How do you know you're in an area where there very well may be gold, or trace gold, in fact? Well, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you a few brief points on how to identify it and what the structures you must look for to make certain that you are for sure in the right spot. One thing that I want to show you real quick here is if your area has iron, and I mean iron. Let me see if I can widen up into this. There we go. So up in there, if you're looking at it, it's going to be really brown. It's going to look like something like a rusty nail color. That's going to be iron. And this here is sandstone. A lot of pockets, a lot of crevices, stuff of that nature, but very loose. So do not stand on the stuff. Do not carve on it. If it's wet, it's worse. So be very careful with that. So a couple things I am seeing already. Not sure if you can see it up there. You see a little bit there? Yeah, that's exactly what you're thinking it is. That's a flake of gold. And I can be sure of that. That's a flake of gold. Because of its coloration. How beat up it is. Doesn't look like formica. It doesn't look like iron pyrite. And you will come across that wherever you are. Iron pyrite's a common mineral. So if you're not looking at stone structures, and say you're on a beach, and you're looking out across the beach, and all of a sudden you're starting to see bits like that. Now, what is that in particular? I'm going to go ahead and draw out a line here, so those at home can kind of focus in on it. So what I got there is a trace point of black sands. Now, it don't look like much here, but I can guarantee you if I grab a little bit of this, which we're going to do today, just one pan of it, we're going to guarantee maybe a couple flakes of gold in here, if we're lucky. So, looking for this is most important. If you see it in super heavy deposits, and I mean the whole beach is black, do not hesitate. See what you can get a hold of. If you don't got anything to pan it out right away, see if you can get yourself an ice cream pail, a cup, something. Take it home with you. Get yourself a little reservoir. See what you can do with that black sands. And I guarantee you are going to find something very interesting about it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video real quick here, gather some of this stuff up, wait for the boats to get by here, and we're going to go ahead and pan out some of it. So I'll see you in just a few minutes. Alright, so here we are. I went ahead, grabbed some of that dark sands up. We're going to go ahead and check this out. I got a little bit in that pan. So we waited for the boats to go by. We're pretty close to having a calm area once more. So I'm going to go ahead, quick pan this out. And for those who have not looked at the other previous videos, please, I strongly suggest you to check out my videos. I have the basics of how to do the panning. If you're an advanced guy and you're trying to show this to another gentleman or, young guy, show them everything that you know. So here I'm going to go ahead, pause the video one more time, pan this out real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and have some conversation. Okay, and there we have it. I went ahead, pan that out really quickly. And, of course, it seems like I've always got great luck doing this. So, don't know if it's going to come up real nice in here. But, it's close to almost 30 pieces of fine gold. I couldn't get it to pan out too well. There's a lot of heavy black sands, as you can see in here. So, this took me roughly about 5 minutes, maybe tops, to go ahead and get the sample to pan down to where I'm at now. So, the better you're at it, the more likely you're going to keep that gold in your pan. So, 30 pieces. I've been here maybe less than 30 minutes entirety from my vehicle to the location. 30 minutes, if that. So you can do this too. You can get gold at any place that is in your area if you just take some time. So I'm going to go ahead, try to do this as quick as I can so that I can return myself back home. So now that we've got the gold, we've collected it. So what do we do now? Well, the next step is to get that collection. Get it in your bucket so you can get it back home to your finer pans if you got them. And get it to a place where you can do it where you're not going to lose that gold that you just went and worked so hard to get. So, right now I'm going to go ahead and fill my tube up here. A little stuffer bottle. Okay, I got a little bit there. So, this is basically, we're going to wash it out, grab and go, and head home. So, here we go. So, with my pan, went ahead. I got some water still in there. So, I got some water in there. We're going to go ahead and get that to come back down nicely. Never have to worry about that stuff ever leaving the pan at this point. There it is. Look at that. It's a lot of gold, a lot of black sand in there. Just insane. That was just a tiny bit. It's crazy. So now I'm going to wash this up into my bucket. So, give me just a minute. Must be pretty good fishing today. Wished it was me out there. So I'm gonna go ahead, wash this out. As I said, you get your pan where you need it. I'm gonna try doing this all one-handed. See, give me a minute. Objective here is to get it all in that pan, in that bucket. So there it is. My pan's clean, ready to go if we're going to do it again. Now, a couple other things that you can possibly get yourself a hold of is a little cheap dollar store, 5 and dime, wherever may you be, like a little screen strainer, something that you'd use for rice or noodles or whatnot, to strain out all the pebbles. When I'm first starting out, I don't like doing those because I may miss a nugget. Don't want to lose that. You can always easily pick those out at a later date. So be sure to keep that in mind. So for right now, I'm going to close up the video. I want to thank all of you for all your subscriptions. I got to see on my last report almost over 1,500 views. Never in my life would I have ever thought to see 1,500 views on my channel. So I want to thank all of you, bottom of my heart, for that. And please keep up the views. I will have more videos as I do this. But for right now, this is William Clark of the William Clark channel, signing off. And happy hunting, guys. It's going to be a good year. So catch y'all later.